Welcome to Harmony and Improvisation with Doub Pearce, a podcast dedicated to helping musicians of all levels to play better music. Join us in these upcoming episodes as we explore the ins and outs of major diatonic harmony. Visit us at harmonyimprov.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform. Partner with us at patreon.com/harmonyimprov. Welcome once again to Harmony and Improvisation. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Well, thanks for coming back for more. And this is, I think this might be episode 24 of the Harmony Improvisation podcast. Another windy day here in Southern California, so I think you're probably going to hear a few wind sounds and some knocks, things like that. And maybe even a rooster crowing. Just part of my life here. Today I want to talk about kind of the extension of what we talked about in Triads. This is going to explain what the four basic four-note types of chords are and where they come from and how you can derive them in your own head in any key. The triads that we talked about were major, minor, diminished, and augmented. We're going to use the major, minor, and diminished triads and build out from them four basic chord types that you hear in all kinds of music. Certainly pop and jazz, but really everything, new acoustic music, what you may even think of as progressive bluegrass music, country, especially ballads, and then major types of classical music, and anyway, just lots. A lot of music is derived from a major note set, and this is going to show us the next level of that. We're going to add onto the triads, major, minor, and diminished, we're going to add a third on top of them. And you're going to see that four different types of chords can be drawn out from those triads. The four basic chord types that we're going to be looking at. This is a C major triad, C E G. Remember, and that C E G. If you throw another third from a major scale up on top of it, which is the B. Remember, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you throw a B up on the top, it sounds like this. Very pretty sound. And in pop music and in jazz, in a lot of tunes, that would be considered the one chord or the tonic of a C major note set, and it's called a C major 7 chord. C major 7, C, E, G, and B. That's chord type number 1. Now, we're going to look at chord type number 2, which is a C minor 7 chord. In this case, we're going to take C, the third, and drop it so that it's a minor third, the fifth, and then a B flat, which is a whole step below the C chord name. It's also the flatted 7 above. So if we were looking at C major, it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B. But this time we're going to think of C minor. It's going to be C, D, E flat, G, but with a B flat on top. And you're going to see more why that is as we look into as we follow on in this lesson. So we got C, E flat, G. That's the C minor triad that we did before, and a B flat on top. Isn't that a pretty chord? C minor 7. C minor 7. C, E flat, G, B flat. Now we're going to look at what's called a dominant chord. Again, we're going to go back to the C major triad. dominant 7 or a flatted 7, people call it. I think we covered that in some earlier stuff. C, E, G, and the B flat that we're taking from that minor chord. C, E, G, and B flat. Now this is called the dominant chord, which I know we covered this before, because it is the chord that's derived from the 5th tone of any major note set. In this case, we're going to think of this C, E, G, B flat as a C7 chord, but it actually is the 5 chord of the key of F major, or the note set of F major. Let's talk about that for a second. F major is what? F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, right? So let's count up. F, G, A, B flat, C. Okay, that C is the 5 chord of the key of F major. So now let's build a chord staying in F major on that note, note, the C. So all notes are natural in F major except for the B flat. So let's go C, up to an E natural, up to a G natural. Those are both in F. And then up to a B flat. That makes it the 5 chord, C, E, G, B flat. It's within the note set of F major, but it's the 5 chord. And so it is a C7. And it always wants, well, not always, it often, in a major key anyway, wants to drive you back to. Hear how pretty that is? C7 to F. C7 to F. Now, this is kind of a side note, but harmonica players, diatonic harmonica players, again, if you go into a store and you see a harmonica rack, Hohner harps or whatever, those are usually going to be diatonic harps. They sell also what are called chromatic harps. Chromatic harps have all notes. Remember, way back to episode 1, the chromatic series of notes is C, C sharp, which is also a D flat, D, D sharp, which is also an E flat, E, F, F sharp, which is also a G flat, G, G sharp, which is also a flat, A sharp, which is also a B flat, B, and back to C. 12 notes. That's a chromatic. That's all the notes that there are, except for if you bend. Or if you're playing a wind instrument, also you get what I mean. But of those 12 notes, I don't remember what my point was going to be. But anyway, back to F major. Oh, harmonica players. Chromatic harp players can play all notes, but a diatonic harp player is picking a major key from which to play. And you know that we talked about bluesy sounds not necessarily being a majory sound. In other words, a major, G major, doesn't sound bluesy. What sounds bluesy is those notes that are bluesy sounding by and large, come from this sound, this dominant chord sound that we're talking about. For instance, a C7 in the blues could be the 1 chord, so you can go C7 to an F7, back to a C7, to an F7. Singers can sing along. Then to a G7, F7, C7. Now, you'll notice that that's not the key of C. The key of C has all white notes, and there's a bunch of black notes in there. Well, the blues has what's called a tonal center. This blues that I just played, it has what's called a tonal center of C, but it's not in the key of C major or the note set of C major. It's a different thing. We're going to explore that in a few lessons, in 8 or 9 lessons, 8 or 10 lessons. Anyway, all of that just to give you an idea of that C7 is really built on an major note set. So harmonica players, back to that, what they do is they pick the key, the parent key center of a harmonica, that their 7 chord resides in, or their 5-7 chord resides in. In this case, a harpist might pick an F harmonica to get that C bluesy sound, if that makes any sense to you. So even harmonica players have to think in theoretical terms sometimes to be able to figure it out. Right? Got it? Okay. So now let's move on to the last of the 4 chord types, what's called half diminished. We're going to start with our diminished triad that we've learned already: C, E flat, and G flat, C, E flat, and G flat. But we're going to add a B flat on top of that: C, E flat, and G flat. So it sounds like this. That's a half diminished chord. Now, my little note there says if you sub A for B flat, or if you pull your B flat down to an A, that's a fully diminished chord. Okay, that's also a very oft used set of notes. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about the half diminished chord. Here's diminished. Sing with me. C, E flat, G flat, A, or B double flat. C, E flat, G flat, A. That's fully diminished. And we'll talk about it later, but it's what's called symmetrical diminished, the scales that go along with it. Because if you move in thirds, it's minor third, built on minor third, built on minor third. But we're talking about half diminished. Now, just for the fun of it, I'm going to again branch off. I'm sorry I take so many tangents, but look at that note set of C, E flat, G flat, and B flat, and turn that B flat into an A or a B double flat. We'll look at it as a B double flat in this case. It's one minor third built on top of another, which means that a diminished 4-note diminished chord moves all in minor thirds. So let's explore that for a second. C, D to E, C, D, E, that's a major third from C to E. So we're going C, D, E flat. That's a minor third. Now let's look at the E flat. E flat, F, G would be a major third, E flat to G. But this is G flat, so E to G flat is a minor third. G flat, A flat, B flat would be a major third, G flat to B flat. But G flat to B double flat, or G to A, is a minor third. G flat to A, or G flat to B double flat, is a minor third. Now let's take that A and go up a minor third, A, B, C. Well, A, B, C sharp would make it a major third. A, B, C makes it a minor third. And now we're back to the first note we started on. So this is a diminished chord is a constantly restacking set of minor thirds. Always. Half diminished is not. It's a minor third with a minor third and then a major third. Minor third, C to E flat. Minor third, E flat to G flat. Major third, G flat to B flat. Okay? So those are your 4 basic chord types. Major 7, not to be confused with a dominant 7, which has a flatted 7. So you got major 7, minor 7, which has a flatted third and a flatted 7th, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. And a dominant 7, which is the same thing as a 5 of any key, 5 chord of any key, C, E, G, major triad, C, E, G with a B flat on the top. Half diminished, C, E flat, G flat, and B flat. All right. I would, at this point, I'm not going to go through and have you memorize these through the keys. I'm hoping that your major, minor, diminished, and augmented triads have driven you towards this, because remember, triads are just a third and a third stacked. Either a major third to a minor third to a major third, minor third to a minor third, major third to a major third. They're just stacked. Well, here you can always take that fifth note, the fifth or the third note of these 4-note chords, C, E, G, which is the fifth of the scale or the fifth of the note set, but it's the third note in the 4-note chord, C, E, G, 1, 2, 3, C, E, G, and you're going to stack another third on top of that. So you can look at G and go, oh, G, A, B, that's a third. G, A, B flat, that's a minor third. G, A, B flat, that's a minor third. G flat, A flat, B flat, that's a minor third. So you can see that one of these chords has a major third interval on top and the other three have minor third intervals on top.